Well, a good rainy Tuesday morning to you, and welcome to the show arena here at the Defiance County Fairgrounds on this wet and rainy Tuesday morning. The rain is coming down. It's steady rain right now, but so far no real rumbles of thunder or lightning or anything like that. Just a good steady soaking rain, and they're saying the latest forecasts have the rain coming down till sometime between 11 and noon this morning. But again, it hasn't really put a damper here on the fair, as we are getting ready for the Junior Fair Sheep Show, getting started at 9 o'clock this morning here at the show arena. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Glad to have you with us. With the rain, the attendance here in the show arena may be a little sparser than usual, but that's okay. That's the reason why we're here with the live stream. If you can't make it out, you can still enjoy all the action as we'll be bringing you the Sheep Show this morning. I do want to say a big thank you once again to Teresa Johnson from the Junior Fair Board in Defiance County 4-H, and of course OSU Extension in Defiance County for inviting HIX-TV to come out and provide the live stream coverage for several of the livestock shows this year. We were at the beef show Saturday night, the swine show Sunday night, and we're here with the sheep on this Tuesday morning. We'll also be covering the Animal and Me show on a Wednesday afternoon, and of course we'll be back here bright and early Friday morning for the annual sale of the livestock champions. So, thank you to them for inviting us out once again this year. They also want me to say their thanks to, of course, Current Office Solutions. They provide the printers, the copying services, and everything else that the Junior Fair Board utilizes throughout the week. And also a big thank you to the Sherwood Mutual Telephone Association, SMTA, for providing the high-speed wireless internet here on the fairgrounds and allowing us, so we rely on it. It's the only reason we're able to bring you the live streams that we do. I also want to say a big thank you to our silver level underwriters making our coverage possible here on this Tuesday morning from the fairgrounds. They include the Hicksville Bank member FDIC, the main branch in downtown Hicksville, Ohio, branches elsewhere, Edgerton, and also other places around Northwest Ohio, Northeast Indiana. If you'd like to learn more about the financial services they can provide for you and your family, check them out online at www.thb.bank. Thanks also to Bruce Guilford Real Estate and Auctioneering Associates of Hicksville, Ohio. If you want to get the very latest listings from Guilford Real Estate as well as the most up-to-date auction calendar, check them out online at guilford-realestate.com. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to the Hicksville Volunteer Firefighters Association, the Firemen's Association, a 501c3 nonprofit organization established to enhance the operations of the Hicksville Fire Department and give back to the community. Their association conducts fundraisers to generate financial support, which is used to purchase equipment, gear, and tools, and also funds are used to provide training for the firefighters, ensuring that they are well prepared for any emergency situation. The association operates as a charitable entity, aiming to improve public safety and support the fire department's mission for the community through involvement in donations such as breakfast, bingos, and of course the Children's Christmas program. So thanks to the Hicksville Volunteer Firemen's Association as well. Well, as we get ready, let's run down the schedule. Here's how things are going to go at the Sheep Show. We'll start off, as always, with the showmanship classes. That'll be senior, intermediate, junior, beginning, and then pee-wee showmanship. After that, we'll move into the market classes with the lightweight and middleweight and heavyweight market lambs. They'll also have the SA market lambs, and then afterwards they'll have the grand champion overall market lamb and reserve champion lamb announced. Then they'll move on to the pen of 2 market lambs, and that'll be followed by the breeding classes, the ewe lamb, the commercial crossbred ewe lambs, and the commercial yearling ewe lamb. Those will all have grand champions and reserve champions, and then they will, of course, bring those out to determine the supreme ewe and the reserve supreme ewe to wrap up the sheep show for this 2025 Defiance County Fair. So we will be here. And again, if you don't want to put on the rain gear, come on out to join us in person. We'll have all of it for you right here on Hicksville Community Television. And as soon as they are getting ready to get things started, of course, we'll flip the camera around and go down to the show arena floor to get the show underway, introduce the judge, and we'll get things going with the senior showmanship class up first. Again, a quick reminder as we look towards the end of the week, don't forget tomorrow, we're going to be back here in the show arena over on our Hicksville Community Television Facebook page. Oh, here we go. Let's head down to the show arena floor.
They own and operate gross club lands, raising market show sheep since 2002. Tyler is the welding instructor at Garrett High School and the assistant varsity basketball coach at East Noble High School. Throughout the year, Tyler buys and sells club lands all over the U.S. He really enjoys being involved in the industry and knows how important handing down this work ethic and knowledge is to the young people who will be leading the next generation. Tyler has judged livestock in Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia. He's looking forward to broadening that to as many other states as possible. Tyler is glad to be here today. He always enjoys being given the opportunity to evaluate quality livestock, working with the organizers of the shows, and the kids are excited to be able to be here participating. Now welcome our judge, Tyler Gross, and his wife, Randy. In the arena, we need senior showmanship, Renee Bach, McKenna Kimple, Ireland Mueller, Logan Schroeder, Paul Spicer, Paige Weber, Erica Wester. On deck, we need intermediate showmanship, Taylor Brown, and Aubrey Lindbergh.
Go get that.
In the hole, we need junior showmanship, Reese Bach, Logan Brown, Addison Colin, Robert Randall, Elizabeth Siebert, Aubrey Weber, and Kaylin Weber.
Well, good morning, and I'd like to tell you that we brought the rain with us, but it's just pleasant to have it kind of cooled off, right? So, I think when you start with showmanship, it's kind of hard for an evaluator to get a good grasp on how good the showman is, and I hope these kids continue to keep showing, this aggressive and this correctly, I guess, the rest of the day. So in Indiana, we do it a little different. Sometimes we do the show and then we do showmanship after. So you have some kids that maybe know they're not going to be able to win the show, but they do showmanship. And so as an evaluator, you get to kind of evaluate the whole show. And so I hope these kids, sometimes they come out and just do showmanship, real aggressive, and don't continue to keep showing as aggressively as the whole show progresses. But I think this is a good way to start. I think these guys kind of fell into line with me. The top two, the top three are real close. I think the young lady, she just does a little bit better job, I think, easy on the head. At our house, I'm really big on neck and head placement. Both these two up front here do a great job. I like the way they're firm when you put your hands on them. They got them bracing good to the touch. I think if you just watch her on both sides of the animal, she does a really good job of keeping that head and neck back. The young man wants to maybe get his sheep up, put the nose up in the air just a fuzz. But I think when you look at these guys, you're kind of drawing straws here on personal preference. It's things like that that you kind of have to nitpick a little bit. And then I think the young man, like I said, if we just right there, you got that thing perfect. Okay. I think when we walked a little bit on the side, he had his nose up just a fuzz. But like I said, hard to the touch, get them braced. I'm a market guy. I like them to brace and be hard and ready to go. Flip a coin on you guys. You're both pretty good. Young lady does a really good job. Maybe keep that head and neck back just a little bit. If I'm really going to get you nitpicking on it, you got that thing stretched out just a fuzz more than I'd like. I really like the way you switch sides. I think you're the next best one in line to be able to switch sides and present the front end and show that off. And I think if you can do some little things there, you can move up a little bit. The young man does a good job. I like the way you get yours hard to the touch, right? I think when you come next in line because of that firmness. And I think that's a good thing to do for the rest of these kids. The young lady does a good job of maybe switch sides a little quicker if we can on that front end. You guys over here get around in front of them things a little bit more and get a firmer brace on them. But pretty excited way to get started here. Let's congratulate these guys.
Now entering the arena is intermediate showmanship, Taylor Brown and Aubrey Lindbergh. On deck, we need junior showmanship, Reese Bach, Logan Brown, Addison Colin, Robert Randall, Elizabeth Siebert, Aubrey Weber, and Kaylee Weber. Your first place senior showmanship goes to McKenna Kimball, second place Logan Schroeder, and third place Renee Bach. Your senior showmanship award goes to McKenna Kimball and is sponsored by Jim and Jacob family.
Well, I think, obviously we only have 2 young ladies out here for this particular class, but I think when you look at them, man, they could stand to have a lot more competition out here, and I think that they would probably still gravitate towards the top of the class. Just kind of nitpicking a little bit, both do a really good job. I think the young lady we start with, she does a little bit better job of maybe getting that thing set up a little bit quicker and maybe not quite as spread out, okay? I think that when you guys do a good job with your head and neck, you do a good job switching both on sides to sides, walking around the ring. That's all on point, okay? You got them firm to the touch. Just for me, I think that I would rather have them a little bit shorter set up than too long, okay? And that's just my personal preference, but I think when you do that, you get them to kind of sway a little bit in their top line. And he's a bigger sheep, obviously, but I think if you could shorten him up a little bit, maybe that would make that top hop be a little bit more pronounced than what it is. But two unbelievable showmen. I wish there were some more kids out here to show how good you guys really are. So let's put our hands together and congratulate them.
Your first place intermediate showmanship goes to Taylor Brown, second place Aubrey Limmer. The intermediate showmanship award is sponsored by Brian and Krista Schroeder. In the arena, we need junior showmanship, Reese Bach, Logan Brown, Addison Colin, Robert Randall, Elizabeth Seaver, Aubrey Weber, and Kaylee Weber. On deck, we need beginner showmanship, Briley Addington, Emma Elston, Landon Myers, Lillian Myers, and Lila Randall. In the hole, we need Pee Wee showmanship. Jamie Merriman with Rustic Comfort Photography is the official Defiance County Fair photographer for the week. Please follow them on Facebook to get updates to you or your exhibitor's album. They also have a mobile unit near the horse barn where you can stop and order banners and prints.
Well, I think when you get in this particular class, I don't know if there's just the one that jumps out and says that I'm the best showman out here. I think there's a lot of good showmen, but I think there's some things we can work on. Okay, so I think the young man does a good job because I like the way he has his neck and head and how he stands in front of that sheep the best. Does that make sense? I think when you look at him, he's just a little bit more easy. I think these two young ladies here do a great job. I think they need to get around in front of them a little bit more if we can. And in that way they have a little bit more control of that animal so it doesn't worm away, I guess, if you will. But I think the young man does a great job of it, having that thing, nice handle, nice touch, does a good job with his hands on his head, around his head and neck. We need to work on getting some feet set up a little bit better, but these two young ladies do a great job of eye contact, right? You guys know where I'm at, what you're doing. I want to see you guys get around in front of them just a little bit more, just like that, perfect. You got your head and neck back, and maybe get that thing stretched out a little far, but I think you do a good job of, when we touch that thing, you got a nice hard brace on them. There at the end, that thing wanted to worm a little bit. I think if we can get out front, that would make it so you can move up a little bit. You do a great job. You do a really good job with eye contact, switching back and forth. Maybe get that thing stretched out a little bit longer than we like. But I think you do a great job with your head and neck and your feet and leg placement. This young lady's doing a good job. She's not one to really cooperate with you too well today, but I think you do a good job with eye contact and moving from side to side. We got to make sure we got them straight in the line. And she's trying to not be best show animal today. So another good class of showmen here. Let's put our hands together and congratulate these kids.
The junior showmanship first place goes to Reese Bach, second place Kaylee Weber, and third place Aubrey Weber. Today's award is sponsored by Andrew, Beverly, Bethany, and Anthony Singer. Entering the arena now, we need beginner showmanship, Riley Addington, Emma Elston, Landa Myers, Lillian Myers, and Lila Randall. On deck, we need Pee Wee showmanship, PJ Johnson, Lainey Weber, Kenzie Weber, Jackson Weber, Brindley Schober, Maddie Shaw, Luke Shaw, Hayes Lenklander, Emery Herman, Leo Herman, Lottie Herman, Eden Gizzy, Sinus Gizzy, Samuel Finnan, Pearson Case, Jackson Weber, Lane Myers, Abigail Seaver, Samuel Seaver, and Kelly Carnahan. In the hole, we need single market lambs, lightweight class 1, Logan Brown, Erica Westrick, Ireland Mueller, Erica Westrick.
So I think this is kind of cool for me because it's the beginner class. So these kids have never showed sheep before or at the fair. Maybe they've showed them before, but and I think it's kind of cool because we have this young lady here is her first year in 4-H, and then we have, I think, 6, 3, 3, and 3 years in 4-H. So that's cool to me that they took it upon themselves to show a different species and kind of feel it out and see if they like it or not. We're kind of got some mixed emotions if we're going to do it next year or not, but I think it's cool that they get out here. A lot of times you see beginners, you think of little kids, right? So or I guess I do, but I think when it's you can open your eyes up and kind of do some different things, it's kind of cool, and it's good for a sheep producer as myself and my wife to kind of have some new blood maybe that wants to buy some sheep. So so my wife, she was 19 when she first showed a sheep. So you're never too young. So if you're out there and you never showed one before, maybe you ought to take the opportunity to get with somebody around here and be able to do this next year at the fair. So the young lady, I think, does a really good job of switching back and forth, right? I'm a coach at heart, so I'm always going to tell you something good, something positive, and try to tell you some things to work on. But everybody can kind of work on some placement on how you get around in front. And showing sheep's hard. If you guys have never done it, ask one of these kids if you can grab a hold of it and see what you can do, because I guarantee you you're not going to be able to probably do it very well. So, but I think the young lady does so. I can tell that she's obviously showed other things because she knows how to switch sides and move stuff, and then she's got the head and neck back the way I like it. I just think she's done a really good job for her first year sheep showing. Next young lady does a good job. Maybe get that thing stretched out just a buzz. That thing doesn't want to drive it super hard for you, so it makes it a little bit more challenging for you, but I think that you've done the second best job also. So if I could, for you, I want you to get around in front of that thing a little bit more so you can have a little bit more control of it, because he's a big burly sheep, right? And then you can really get them things driving, as you guys can work on that too. But hey, I'm giving you guys credit. Let's give them a nice round of applause. All 5 of them did a great job for never showing before.
In first place, beginner showmanship, Emma Alston, whose award is sponsored by 376 Lambs Club Lambs by Evan Joseph Paul Spicer. Second place is Braylee Addington, and third place is Lila Randall. In the ring now, we need Pee Wee showmanship. PJ Johnson, Lainey Weber, Kenzie Weber, Jackson Weber, Brindley Schubert, Maddie Schott, Luke Schott, Hayes Lykander, Emery Herman, Leo Herman, Lottie Herman, Eden Gizzy, Cyrus Gizzy, Samuel Finnan, Pearson Case, Lane Myers, Abigail Sievert, Samuel Sievert, Callie Carnahan, and Cora Bach. On deck, we need Single Market Lamb, Logan Brown, Erica Westrick, Ireland Muller, Erica Westrick. In the hole, we need Single Market Lamb Class 2, Reese Bach, Kaylee Weber, Paul Spicer, Ruby Elston, and Logan Schroeder.
Well, I tell you what, when you start going through these and looking, first of all, 22 young kids come out here. I mean, come on, right? I just told my wife, I said, that's the biggest beginner class. Absolutely. Let's give these kids a nice round of applause. I go through and ask these kids, like, if they know the sheep's name, if, what their name is, that kind of thing, and just have a conversation with them, and they know that. They might be a little quiet, but I think when you look at that, if you've never done this or have been involved with it, or you're just watching for the first time or whatever, it takes a lot of courage to come out here and to be able to even walk around. So, a parent comes out, a sibling, whoever, to help. I think that's amazing, and I think it's a great glimpse into the future of what you guys have here in Defiance County, right? So you got 22 kids, you got 5, kind of older kids that never showed sheep before. That's the success of my book for the sheep club, or the sheep people here. So once again, let's congratulate these kids. They all get a little prize, and we'll move on here.
Our guest today is Tyler Gross. He lives in Avila, Indiana with his wife Randy. They own and operate Gross Club Lambs, raising market show sheep since 2002. Tyler is the welding instructor at Garrett High School and the assistant varsity basketball coach at East Noble High School. Throughout the year, Tyler buys and sells club lambs all over the U.S. He really enjoys being involved in the industry and knows how important handing down this work ethic and knowledge is to the young people who will be leading the next generation. Tyler has judged livestock in Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia. He's looking forward to broadening that to as many other states as possible. Tyler is glad to be here today. He always enjoys being given the opportunity to evaluate quality livestock, working with the organizers of the shows, and the kids that are excited to be able to be here participating today.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a break here before we get into the market lambs. So again, I want to welcome you to the HIX-TV YouTube channel and our live stream of the 2025 Defiance County Fair Junior Fair Sheep Show. We're here at the show arena. I am Bill Murphy, flying solo this morning, but glad to be here. Kind of a rainy start to the day. The rain is continuing at kind of a fairly steady rain going on, and it's supposed to keep raining till somewhere around 11 o'clock noon this morning. We are, again, so glad to have you with us, especially on an inclement weather day. We're glad to be able to be here with the live stream coverage in case you cannot make it out on your own and want to dodge the raindrops. Of course, the affair is ongoing throughout the day today. It's the first night of harness racing in front of the grandstand at the fair later this evening. And again, if you're heading out today, just be prepared. Might be some soggy parts of the fairgrounds, and you might want to have the rain gear with you just in case. I want to say a big thank you again to our underwriters making our live coverage possible from here at the show arena on this rainy Tuesday morning. They include the Hicksville Volunteer Firemen's Association. You can find them on Facebook with all the latest things that they're up to, the fundraisers that they have planned, upcoming events. Again, all of the funds that they raise go to the fire department here in the village of Hicksville for equipment and training. And of course, we want to thank Bruce Guilford Real Estate and Auctioneering, located in downtown Hicksville. If you want to get the latest listings from Guilford Real Estate and the very latest auction calendar, you can check that out online at guilford-realestate.com. And a big thank you to our good friends at the Hicksville Bank in Hicksville, Ohio, the main branch. They're members FDIC. Branches elsewhere around Northwest Ohio and Northeast Indiana. You can find out more about the branches, their hours of operations, locations, as well as all of the financial services that they have to offer you and your family by checking them out online at www.thb.bank. And I see the judge returning onto the floor on the show arena. So with that, we'll head back down there to get the to resume our coverage. You're watching the 2025 Junior Fair Sheep Show coming to you live right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel.
So are you on the news or is it not the news?
What?
Are you on the news or is it just like a YouTube?
This is the local channel here in Hicksville, yeah. So go to YouTube and search HIX-TV, HIX-TV. They forgot to change it. Last year we did it on Facebook, but they changed Facebook around, so it's still listed as Facebook on the thing, but it's on
Now
YouTube.
entering the ring is single market lamb Lakewood Class 1.
HIX-TV.
Logan Brown, Erica Westrick, Ireland Moeller, Erica Westrick. On deck we need market lamb Class 2, Reese Bach, Kaylee Weber, Paul Spicer, Ruby Elston, and Logan Schroeder.
Well, I think as we get ready to start for a market show, obviously these things are a little bit more challenged, I guess, in weight and cutability and market readiness. But I think when you start looking at them, the young man that we start with, obviously probably one of the bigger footed, bigger boned ones. But I think when you put your hands on that one, that thing's got a nice rib cage to it, and it's got a good condition, market ready, I guess, for this particular size with the most muscle. Okay, and I think that's why we put that one in the first hole and get started with him. The young lady that's in second here is the next market ready one for us, okay? Plus it's got a little bit more foot, a little bit more bone, but just a little bit more better, more market ready and more muscle, I guess, if you will. The next two young ladies are in third and fourth here, kind of drawing straws here. But I think that the young lady in third here has the next one that's the most market ready and the most conditioned compared to the one that's in four. All four of these could use some more time on feet, obviously, but your fair's at a certain date, and this is what we have. So 4 nice sheep to get to the market and lay them started here. So let's congratulate these kids.
Single market land class 1. In first place, Logan Brown. In second place, Ireland Muller. In third place, Erica Westrick. And in fourth place, Erica Westrick. In the arena now, we need market land class 2. Reese Bach, Kaylee Weber, Paul Spicer, Ruby Elston, and Logan Schroeder. On deck, we need first and second place lightweight classes. Logan Brown. On deck, we need Logan Brown, Ireland Mueller, and the first and second placers of this class. And in the hole, we need middleweight class 3, Taylor Brown, Aubrey Weber, Paul Spicer, Logan Brown, and Robert Randall.
well, you get in this next class, and you can kind of see that we're getting a little bit more muscle to them, a little bit more condition to them, and it can smooth up a little bit. And, I think they thought these guys that kind of fell into place kind of as they walked in, and then it was just kind of reiterated, I guess, when we put our hands on them. But the young man sheep, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, he's got a little bit more condition on him than I'd like to see. But with that being said, that thing's got a big square top, he's got a big loin, just a little bit smoother probably in that transition into a hip loin than the young man's that's in second. But foot, bone, soundness when you put him on the move, carcass, merit, and cutability, I think is a good place to start with that one. Now, I dig this one, okay? I like things about this one a bunch. And I think when you look at him, that's probably the best look that we've got so far today. And when in the class a little bit, you probably had him a little crammed up a little bit. And I think when we started to evaluate him with the rest of them, he looked a little bit short, kind of crammed up. And I think that's just because of his size and the class break that he got. But this one's got a big fresh top in him. He's a little bit flatter in his forerib for me. And he's probably the greenest of the five, but I think when you really look at him compared to the one that wins the class, if we could just smooth his top line up a little bit, I think we could probably push that one a little bit. And then obviously he probably needs a little bit more time on feed. But the young man that's in third here does a great job. This one runs uphill, it's elevated, comes out of his neck and shoulder good, smooth down his top. This probably doesn't have quite the rack shape and pronounced top as the two that are in front of him. But I think when you look at that one for smoothness and how that one looks from the side, we like things about that one a bunch too. And then we round the class off with one that, I think the one that's in fourth here, just a little bit smoother from the chest to the flank, if that makes sense. If you can kind of look at them from where I'm looking at, they're both a little deeper in their chest, but this one gets a little bit better than the young lady's blue one. I think when you look at the chest to flank ratio, I guess, of the two, and maybe just a little bit harder to the touch. I think that one's got a good cover, good condition on them. And then the young lady's one, man, we like to look at the body of this one, okay? A good coming out of its neck and shoulder. But like I said, we just like to change that flank and that chest if we could, and we can move that one up. But 5 nice ones in here in your lightweight division. Let's put our hands together and show our appreciation.
Your single market lamb, class 2. First place, Logan Schroeder. Second place, Reese Bach. Third place, Paul Spicer. Fourth place, Ruby Elston. And fifth place, Kaylee Weber. If we could now have our first and second placers for class 1 and class 2, Logan Brown, Ireland Moeller, Logan Schroeder, and Reese Bach back in the arena, please. On deck, we need class 3, Taylor Brown, Aubrey Weber, Paul Spicer, Logan Brown, and Robert Randall. In the hold, we need Addison Poland, Paige Weber, Taylor Brown, Lila Randall, and Logan Schroeder.
Well, I think as we get ready to pick these champion lightweights, I mean, obviously we, like we said in that first class, we're kind of challenged a little bit on time and just consumption of feed and the condition on them. But I think when you start to look at them and see what we're trying to do here, it's kind of a no-brainer for us to use the 2 out of that last class here. So this young man will be champion and the young man will be reserved. So let's congratulate them.
Your champion lightweight market lamb, goes to Logan Schroeder. His award is sponsored by Tenora FFA. The reserve champion lightweight market lamb goes to Reese Bach and is sponsored by Megan Wiles. In the ring now we have market lamb class 3, Taylor Brown. Taylor Brown, Aubrey Weber, Paul Spicer, Logan Brown, and Robert Randall. On deck we need class 4, Addison Colin, Paige Weber, Taylor Brown, Lila Randall, and Logan Schroeder.
we get in this class here, and you know, I think it's pretty competitive between the two up top, and I think it's just a kind of personal differences, I guess, or what I guess what we like a little bit different. I think if you start looking at this one after this one wants to cooperate a little bit and be a show sheet, he comes out of the top part of his shoulders better. He's a little neater, smoother down on the lower part of his shoulder. He handles good. He's not just greased up all over, but he's just pretty complete and a good place to start and be a nice class winner. The young man that's in second, man, we like the foot and the bone on this one, right? Big burly stout stucker, but when you start to look at him, he's got a little bit of a point to his shoulder when you get him in motion and just standing there, and we'd like to firm that one up a little bit if we could, but the young man's done a good job on his 4-H project getting this one conditioned for the particular weight that he's at. We just would like to tone that one up because that one's got some wild parts and some pieces to him, but if we could just firm him up a little bit. The one that's in third, this young man keeps bringing good sheep out. Just like to smooth that one's top line up if we could a little bit better. Maybe add a little bit more foot and bone to that one. Another one that's conditioned good for the size and the weight that we're at. And I think it's just that one balances a little bit better than the one that we have in 4 and 5. And I think the one that's in 4 has got a little bit more foot, a little bit more bone, just a little bit more market ready. I think got a little bit more product than the young man's one that we end the class with. But another one that he's got conditioned pretty good for the sizes we're at. If we could just firm that one up and get him a little bit more youthful, a little bit more power, we can move that one up in class. But another nice class. These 5 kids did a great job. Let's put our hands together and congratulate them.
In first place of the single market lamb class 3, Taylor Brown. Second place, Robert Randall. Third place, Paul Spicer. Fourth place, Aubrey Weber. And fifth place, Logan Brown. In the ring now, we need market class 4. Addison Colin, Paige Weber, Taylor Brown, Lila Randall, and Logan Schroeder. On deck, we have our first and second placers of the middle league, class 3 and 4. Class 5 in the hole is Lila Randall, Elizabeth Siebert, and McKenna Kimball.
Well, I think we get this class and it's pretty competitive all the way through. Okay, so we're starting to see some stuff here. We got a market ready. We can kind of look at them a little bit different. They have good rib cage to them. You can kind of look at their foot and bone and do some things that way. And then we can start to kind of analyze and break them down a little bit on structure and how they walk around the ring and that kind of thing. I think this is pretty close between these two pairs. I think that what separates it for us is that we like the foot and the bone and the added structure of this one. And then when you put your hand on that one's a little bit square, a little bit bigger in his rack into his forearm, and it carries that back all the way through his tail head. And I think that's a good place to start, right? Now there's things about the one that's in second that we like. That one looks good on the side, jacked up fronted, smooth top. But with that being said, when you start to looking at it, it's not as big a footed, not as big as bone. It's not quite as power as the one that we start the class with. But I think when you start looking at them, they both have some different attributes that we can kind of tie into if somebody else would come in here and evaluate them. But two nice ones to start with. The one that's a 3 that's kind of a hit and miss for us. This thing's body is really good. The young lady's done a good job because this thing's got a big top. Carcass merit's going to be phenomenal with that thing. His rib cage is good. He's square. He's huge loin, big butted. The problem for us is he's not quite tall enough at the point of his shoulder when you really start to look at him from the side, and then his back legs are just kind of a structural train wreck, to be quite honest. And that's sad because we really like that thing. And I think if that thing could move a little bit better and have a little bit better back legs, we could move that one up because carcass merit and handle how you've done with the height and the conditioning on that one, you've done a great job with your project. The one that's in fourth, this is probably the best placed fourth sheep we've seen today. Foot, bone, got some mass to them. Just a little bit softer, a little bit plainer, I guess, when we put our hands on them, and it's not quite as hard to the touch. But you've done a great job with your presentation of that thing and getting that one to that state today where we're at. And then we have another one that condition-wise, you've done a great job. We just need to firm that one up a little bit and get just a little plainer, I guess, when you start looking at it from the side. But these are 5 pretty nice ones. So, I mean, if you're 4th or 5th in this class, at the Defiance County Fair, you've done a pretty good job here because there's some pretty good ones in front of you. So these kids are working hard. So let's congratulate them and show them how much we appreciate it.
Your first place, Class 4, Logan Schroeder. Second place, Taylor Brown. Third place, Lila Randall. Fourth place, Paige Weber. And fifth place, Addison Colin. If we could now have our first and second places from Class 3 and 4, Taylor Brown, Robert Randall, Logan Schroeder, and Taylor Brown.
Well, here we pick your champion middleweight, and normally we don't like switch stuff around like that, but for us it was that class was so tough between those two that we thought that the young lady could be showing that one, so we could congratulate her. So these two here are going to be a champion middleweight, so let's congratulate them.
Your champion middleweight market lamb goes to Logan Schroeder and is sponsored by Travis Wiles family. Your reserve champion middleweight market lamb goes to Taylor Brown and is sponsored by Defiance co-associate deputies. In the ring now, we have single market lamb heavyweight class 5, Lila Randall, Elizabeth Seaver, and McKenna Campbell. On deck we need market class 6, Aubrey Limber, McKenna Campbell, Aubrey Limber, and Robert Randolph.
Well, I'll tell you what, we get this, and then start the heavyweight division, I guess, and we got 3 of them out here that, man, I wish there was 10 out here, because I think if we did that, these guys could, they would still gravitate towards the top. I think when you start to look at them, if you look at them from the ring, okay, so they all have some foot, they have some bone, they have some fuzz on them, and that's a compliment to the young kids here, right? It takes a lot of work to work these things if you don't know, but that's pretty good to have your top 3 or the 3 individuals in here have all that. So that's as a judge, you're checking off stuff and kind of going through some stuff. So then you can start putting some more emphasis on how they walk, how they handle, that kind of thing. So, and I think these guys kind of fell into place once we did put our hands on them, right? The young lady, she got a sheep that obviously you can see him. He runs uphill. He's good in his shoulder. He's 150 some pounds. Handles extremely well. He's got a big top. He's conditioned good for as big as he is, and he handles hard. I'm going to nitpick him a little bit. I wish he had a little bit more upper hip if I'm getting real nitpicky. But man, from a side view and then how that one walks the ring, obviously he's a good place for us to start. The young lady with the blue sheep here does a really good job with him. That thing's got a big rib cage in him, right? He's got a big rack. If we get real picky, we want to firm that thing up a little bit, okay? And I think that's just the nitpicking on what we can do here compared to what we have. But like I said, your foot, your bone, your presentation is spot on. You've done a great job. The young lady that's in third here, another thing, your foot, your bone, your presentation, you've done an awesome job. I'd like to see you still get around in front of that thing a little bit and maybe get that thing driving, but I understand it's your first year in 4-H, so that's a beautiful thing about it. You got next year, you can work on a little bit, right? But another one that's presented good, handles good for the size. 3 really nice ones. I wish there was a dozen on here so we could really see how they would stack up. But let's put our hands together and congratulate these young ladies.
Your first place, Class 5, McKenna Kimple, Elizabeth Sievert, and Lila Randall. In the ring now, we need single market lamb, heavyweight Class 6, Aubrey Lindbergh, McKenna Kimple, Aubrey Lindbergh, and Robert Randall. On deck, we need first and second placers from heavyweight Class 5 and 6.
we get in this last class, and you know, these things are getting kind of big and burly, but I think it's another class. If you look kind of like that last one where we had some foot, we had some bone, and the presentation was spot on, and these kids have done a great job with their livestock project. But for us, I think we have the smoothest one when we get them parked and get them propped up. That thing runs uphill, and you know, I think he's got some condition on him. But I think when you start looking at him, he's a little bit smoother down in between that hip loin juncture than the one that's in second, and maybe just got a little bit more show ring look, I guess, from the side as you get them propped up. But another one that just that kind of gravitates towards the top for us, and a kind of a judging class, I guess, for me. And then the one that's in second, it's a big burly one, right? This one's got some power. He's big rib. He's got plenty of shape. But the question for me is when you start looking at him as the show part of it, he wants to roach his top a little bit. He's probably a little washed out over his loin compared to the one that we start with, but burliness, width, wide, you know, carcass merit, I think that's a good place to start in the second spot. The one that's in three, man, this one's got the show ring look from the side. It runs uphill. He's smooth shouldered for as big as he is. He just runs out of power when you put your hands on him compared to the two in front, right? Not quite as square all the way down through. It kind of runs out of gas when you go back to his tailhead. He kind of narrows up on us a little bit. But I think when you look at him for a carcass merit and hardness to the touch and what that thing has, I think that's where he has to be in third. Then the young man with the fourth one, man, you got foot, you got bone, you've done a great job getting presented. I think when you start to look at him, we want to harden this one up a little bit if we can. But man, we like the elevation of that one. The skin quality is good on him. You got him hydrated good. You've done a good job with your project. We just like to harden that one up if we can a little bit. So another nice heavyweight class here. Let's congratulate these kids.
Your placing for the heavyweight class 6. In first place, McKenna Kimball. Second place, Aubrey Limmer. Third place, Aubrey Limber. And fourth place, Robert Randall. If we could now have our first and second placers from the last classes: McKenna Kimball, Elizabeth Sievert, and Aubrey Limber.
Well, we get ready to pick your champion heavyweight, and you know, obviously the young lady has the two class winners in the heavyweights, and you know, for us, I think when you start looking at what we're kind of looking at, obviously we think that she's got the best two, so we're going to use this one for champion and this one for heavyweight. But there's a congratulations.
Your champion heavyweight market lamp goes to McKenna Kimball and is sponsored by Todd and Julie Wiles family. Your reserve champion heavyweight market lamp goes to McKenna Kimball and is sponsored by Bruce and Lee Clevenger. In the ring now we have S.A. Lamb, Class 7, Lillian Myers, Landon Myers, Braylee Addington, and Emma Elliston. In the ring now, we need S.A. Lamb Class 7, Lillian Myers, Landon Myers, Riley Addington, and Emma Elston. On deck, we need Pen Up 2 Market Lambs, Renee Bach, and Renee Bach. On deck, we need our Grand and Reserve champions from the lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight classes.
Okay, so just to start with, from what I'm understanding here is, these guys get to kind of ride an essay, and then whoever wins or what have you, they get a sheep out of this deal, right? So awesome, right? So whoever's in charge of that, if there's several people, I'm assuming, that's awesome. I mean, I think it's a good way to get kids back involved in this. And then, we need to probably do something back where I'm from to kind of help this process along a little bit. So I think this is an awesome class or thing that they get to do. So, when you start looking at these things, they're from 106 to 126 pounds. So condition kind of comes into play a little bit. And I think that the young ladies that we started with has got the most condition on, obviously, and not the biggest sheep, but the most conditioned one and most market ready. But she's done a great job with the project. She's got that thing looking good. The skin and hair quality on all these is good. But firmness to the touch and how that one handles and presented, I think, is spot on. And then the next closest one for me is the young lady that's in second. That thing wants to roach its top a little bit, but I think when you start to look at Carcass Merit and how they're going to hang on the rail, I think that's the next closest one. The young man's in third. I think this one's really close carcass-wise. It's a little greener, as is the one we end the class with. It just gets a little plainer, I guess, to look as a show ring part of it. But I think you've done a great job. And then the young lady that was in the class with, this one's got some parts and pieces to it, right? It's got some foot, some bone, just a little fart. Just needs more time on feet to be able to compete and move up. And I think that thing would bulk up and we can mass them up a little bit. But 4 good kids out here doing a great job with an awesome program. So let's congratulate everybody involved.
Your grand champion, S.A. Lamb, goes to Emma Elston. Your reserve champion goes to Briley Addington. In third place, you have Landon Myers, and in fourth place, Lillian Myers. If we could now have our champion lightweight market lamb from Logan Schroeder, the reserve champion lightweight from Reese Bach, champion middleweight from Logan Schroeder, reserve champion middleweight from Taylor Brown, and then both champion and reserve champion from McKenna Kimball. And then the champion, S.A. Lamb from Emma Elston, and a reserve champion from Briley Addington.
Oh, you're fine. They're out there, so I'm looking over your head.
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry about that.
On deck, we need Renee Bach with her pen of 2 market lamps.
Okay, so when you get like when I get to judge shows, okay, and I don't judge a lot of them, but the ones I pick and choose, I do so because of one, I've never been here, so I'm kind of a weirdo with stuff like that. I like to go to fairgrounds and stuff that I've never been. So you know, it's a deal where you know, I was looking forward to coming here, and then when you're driving here and you're trying to talk and see what what kind of the sheep's going to be, or if you're going to find one that you really like, or you're going to find a couple. Well, you know, I can honestly say we've found 4 or 5 that we really like. So you know, it'd be cool if it's a top 5. But I understand that you pick a grand reserve, and that's what it is. But you know, that's my hats off to you guys. You know, some of the programs you guys have started going here and doing, I think you guys are on track, right? I think you're ahead of the game in parts of Indiana that we are. But I'm trying to give you guys a compliment that way, right? The sheep are good. The ones on this side are really good, and I think that when you start to looking at them, it's personal preference on what we're doing, and you know, it's kind of cool. I get my wife out here, and we can kind of pick and see some things, and that's something that I wanted to do for a long time, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to be able to do it. So you know, I think it's you get to kind of see some different perspectives of stuff, and you know, and that's a good thing. But she's always right. It's what she said. So, but so that's, you know, that's kind of, I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to get relatively close, and you know, I just quit coaching basketball for like 6-7 years, and did some things. I had a little accident in February that made me put a little different perspective on some things, and we sold some ewes and kind of did some stuff, and this was on the bucket list for me to have my wife be able to come out here and help me do stuff and that kind of thing. So without getting too sappy with it, but there's 4 or 5 of these sheep are good, folks. I mean, I've traveled around and done some things. I mean, we had the reserve grant at the Ohio State Fair with the Dorset. You know, we won a couple classes in Indiana. We won the open show at the Illinois State Fair. I think that I can kind of see some good sheep, or know what good sheep look like, and I've seen a bunch this year, and some of these out here will compete. And I don't know how they've done all summer, if they went to Ohio State Fair or whatever, but I think for you people on the south side that maybe not, oh, I don't know if that one's that good or what, they're pretty good, and I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. So my hat's off to you guys, right? You know, I think it's a deal where when you start looking at them, and you got the checklist for me, foot, bone, structure, that kind of thing, and then get them presented and have their skin quality good and that kind of stuff. So I'll stop talking here. We have a couple favorites, and I'll let my wife pick the ones that she likes, and then we'll go from there. But hey, if you're standing around ringside, if you've never seen us before, if you're here, I think it's awesome. It's a Tuesday. You guys are here representing and watching your kids, because these kids work their ass off they work their butts off to be here, and they need to be recognized for that. So let's give them a nice round of applause. We'll show you the two favorites we like.
Your grand champion overall market land goes to McKenna Campbell and is sponsored by Don Hammersmith. Your reserve champion overall market land goes to Logan Schroeder and is sponsored by Jack and Michelle Spicer. Entering the ring, we now have
And I'll welcome you back to the bleachers at the show arena as we've just wrapped up the market lambs, and we're getting ready for the pen of two, and then we will go into the, I believe, the breeding classes. Let me grab my schedule here as we take a bit of a break to give the judges a little bit of a breather. But yeah, the next up will be the pen of two market lambs, and then we'll go into the breeding classes. That'll be the ewe lamb, the commercial, and there'll be a grand champion and reserve champion ewe lamb, and then the commercial crossbred ewe lamb and the commercial yearling ewe lamb, and then there will be a champion commercial ewe lamb and a reserve champion commercial ewe lamb, and then of course they'll bring those champions out to select the supreme ewe and the reserve supreme ewe to wrap up the sheep show for today. Again, a thank you to Teresa Johnson, who is from the Junior Fair Board, along with Ohio State Extension in Defiance County, and of course the Junior Fair Board in Defiance County 4-H. We also want to say a big thank you to the Sherwood Mutual Telephone Association for providing the internet wireless service that we're using here today, and Current Office Solutions for the photocopier service. They do all the copies, and they provide all the copiers and the paper and everything else for the Junior Fair Board. And we want to thank the Junior Fair Board again for inviting us to come out and be a part of the fair and live stream the certain selected livestock shows. Of course, this is the third live stream that we have done here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel, and we have a couple more yet to go. As a matter of fact, tomorrow we'll be here at 4:30 on the YouTube channel for the Animal and Me show, and after that at 7 we'll be in the show arena for the Mutton Bustin'. Which is not really a livestock show, but it's just an awful lot of fun event. So we're going to stick around when we get done with the Animal and Me show. We'll stick around for the Mutton Bustin' on Wednesday night. Then on Friday morning, we'll be here bright and early, 9 a.m. for the livestock sale. We'll be here usually till about 2 or so in the afternoon. And we'll bring you all of the livestock sale right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel as well. So I still have a couple more live streams for the Junior Fair Board that we'll be having. Again on Wednesday, over on the Hicksville Community Television Facebook page. We normally do a live update every Wednesday at 4 o'clock with sort of a recap of what we've been doing, what's coming up for Hicksville Community Television in the following weeks or so, as well as share some community information. We're going to be doing that live from the show arena here at the fairgrounds tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and then again we'll do the Animal and Me show right afterwards at 4:30. And also, Chris Warner is going to be covering the Demolition Derby here at the fairgrounds in front of the grandstand on Friday night. It's going to be kind of interesting. We won't be live streaming the Demo Derby because we'll be live streaming some high school football as the Aces host Patrick Henry on Friday night. But Chris will be there. Of course, Chris is a volunteer firefighter, and they've made arrangements. He's going to be wearing a GoPro on his helmet. So we'll have a sort of a first-person perspective for the Demolition Derby. We've never done it that way before, so we're kind of curious to see how it looks and how it's going to turn out when all is said and done. So you can look forward to that coming up here on Hicksville Community Television as well. And as I did allude to the high school sports, of course, the first day of school for the Hicksville Aces is coming up next week on Monday. But the volleyball season already underway, and football season gets underway this week. Our first home volleyball match will be coming up on Thursday as the Lady Aces will host Wasion. JV match will have first serve at 5:30. That'll be followed by the varsity match. And as part of the live update on the Facebook page tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we have a kind of a cool special announcement regarding our Aces volleyball coverage that we're going to be making for the first time at that time. And then, of course, high school football on Friday night. The opening week is at home for the Aces, so we'll be over at Aces Field. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff as the Aces host the Patrick Henry Patriots. So that both the volleyball match and the football game right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. And I should mention, too, that if you've been enjoying the live coverage that we've had here from the Defiance County Fair and you're looking forward to, or if you've watched in the past, the live coverage we have for Aces Sports here on Hicksville Community Television, and you're not already a subscriber to the HIX-TV YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and when you do, you can click that notification button, and that way you're the first to know whenever we schedule a live stream event. And we do live stream all of our sports coverage now here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel, and you're also notified right away whenever we post new content to our video on demand library. So again, to the many who have already subscribed, we thank you so very much. If you're not one of them, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you as a member of the community of Hicksville Community Television. Our goal is to see if we can maybe get to 2,000 subscribers, maybe by the end of the year. So with that, again, I do want to thank you for joining me from here at the show arena. It was a rainy start to the day. The rain has stopped, at least for the time being. Hopefully it's done for the remainder of the day, but we'll see. And it's nice and cool, a nice breeze blowing, so very comfortable here at the fairgrounds now that the rain has ended, as we'll be able to enjoy and not have to. It was really hot and oppressive on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night for the beef and swine show. I'm not going to lie. So it's kind of nice to have the cool breeze blowing and the milder temperatures on this Tuesday morning. So it looks like the judges have re-entered the show arena. And again, next up is the pen of 2 lambs. And then we will head into, again, the ewes to close out the sheep show. So with that, let's head back down to the main show arena to resume the sheep show. You are watching the 2025 Defiance County Fair Junior Fair Sheep Show. It's coming to you live right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel.
On deck, we need ewe lamb purebred, Renee Brock, Paul Spicer, Paige Weber, and in the hole, we need commercial ewe lambs, Ruby Elston, Taylor Brown, Logan Schroeder, McKenna Kimball, and Elizabeth Siebert.
Well, I think we just had the single entry for the girls with the pair. And I think if you look at these, this is a very good pair, okay? So like when you're evaluating a pair of them, you obviously want them to have the same kind of attributes that their counterpart has, right? So I think if you look at that, they're both long in their spine, they're both good on their feet and legs, and then when you put your hands on them, their rack shape's relatively the same. I mean, you can tell that the young lady did a good job feeding them, and she's fed them, kind of the same the whole way through, because they do compare up really good. And like I said in a couple other classes, I wish we had some more out here to kind of see where they would compete and place, I guess, but I think they would gravitate towards the top relatively easily. So let's congratulate these young ladies on a nice pair of sheep.
Your grand champion, Pin 2, goes to Renee Bach. The banner and grand ribbon was donated by Mike and Michelle Zedek and family. Now entering the ring is ewe lamb purebred, Renee Bach, Paul Spicer, and Paige Weber. On deck is commercial ewe lambs, Ruby Elston, Taylor Brown, Logan Schroeder, McKenna Kimball, and Olivia Siebert.
Well, I think when you get in your U show here, you know, you have, obviously we have some different purebreds out here, but I think when you start looking at them from functional and doability and what we need to look at, I guess, the Hampshire ewe that we're starting with is she's got a good top in her, she's got some muscle. I really like the turn to her ribs. Her forerib's good, she's good on her feet and legs, she's got some foot and bone, and I think that she'll make a nice female for the young lady, just a good place to start. The Cheviot appearing one the young man's got, you know, this one's really cool up in her front end. She's a little greener when you really put your hands on her, but when you start looking at her for what she represents in her breed, and that's, for me, it's the elevation and how she comes out of her neck and shoulders. I think that's a good place to land her in the second spot for how good she represents her breed. And then the Southdown appearing one here, maybe a little dark around her hoof for a Southdown, but rib cage is phenomenal. She's got a big square top. We could give her a little bit more muscle, but I think when you look at her levelness at the top and her rib cage, I think she'll make a nice female for the young lady. So let's congratulate these three.
Your grand champion ewe lamb goes to Paige Weber. The trophy and grand ribbon were donated by Brian and Kirsten Schroeder. Your reserve champion ewe lamb goes to Paul Spicer. Your trophy and reserve ribbon were donated by Defiance County Associate Deputies. Now entering the ring is commercial ewe lambs, Ruby Elston, Taylor Brown, Logan Schroeder, McKenna Kimple, and Elizabeth Seaver. On deck is commercial ewe lambs, Logan Schroeder, McKenna Kimple, Elizabeth Seaver, Reese Bach, Addison Collin, and in the hole is commercial yearling ewe Paul Spicer.
Well, I'll tell you what, we get in this class, and these three that we start with, not to take anything away from the ones in 4 and 5, but these three are pretty good. They all have some kind of wild parts to them and pieces. They're a little bit different, obviously, and they're progressing over where they're at weight-wise, but I think when you start to really look at them and break them down, it's kind of fun because you can kind of maybe nitpick some things that we haven't had to do yet today. But obviously, if you look at the one that we have on presentation, the foot, the bone, just the rugged burliness of the female. Her rib cage is huge, her back's big. Obviously, she's bigger weight-wise, but I think if you take in consideration the weight and take that out and really just analyze them for what they are, she's the widest constructed. You know, and I think if you look at it from my perspective of one I want to take home and put out in the pasture, but besides all three of them, I think this is the one I would have to land on if I could only pick one. So, and I think when she's got that much mass and she's still tall up to her point of her shoulder, and she still has, she's smooth in the lower part of her shoulder and walks around the ring as good as she does and that big, I think that's the one we have to start with. Dig this little blue one. I really like some parts and pieces of this one. This one's really square top. This one's really square loined. I think that she handles probably a little bit better than the one that's in 3. That's why she's where she is. She's a little crammed up. Maybe I don't know how big she's ever going to be. I wish she was taller at the point of her shoulder. Okay, the young man's a great showman and he's doing a good job. He's trying to get that thing to jack up. But man, when you handle that one smooth shoulder, tall at the point, or it comes out of her neck good. Wish she was taller shouldered. Handles extremely well. I think that's just a good, she's the second best one in my opinion. So the one in 3, man, this one's got some parts and pieces too. This one's really cool neck, skinny neck, good shouldered, handles good, not quite as square as the 2 that are in front, okay? Got some wild muscle parts and pieces to her, but man, if we could just square her up, maybe drop her rear flank in her just a little bit. That's getting real nitpicky on a female at a county fair that's pretty good at this third. So I congratulate them 3. The next young lady's got one that's, man, we like the length of spine this one's got. Done a great job with the project. Condition good for a female. We want to be able to go out and turn them things out and let them be females. I think you've got good condition on her. That's kind of where we're at with the one that's in 5th here in the class. We need more time on that one because I think if we turn that one out, she might green up on us a little bit. Maybe give her a little bit more foot and bone, but you've done a good job with your project here. A real good class of commercial ewes. Let's congratulate them.
In 5th place, Ruby Elston. In 4th place, Elizabeth Sivert. In 3rd place, Taylor Brown. In 2nd place, Logan Schroeder. And in 1st place, McKenna Kimball. Now entering the ring is Commercial Ewians Class B, Logan Schroeder, McKenna Kimball, Elizabeth Sievert, Reese Bach, Addison Colin. On deck is the 1st and 2nd place Class B, McKenna Kimball and Logan Schroeder.
another nice class here. And you know, I think when you start to look at them, I mean, I hope that you can kind of see what we're thinking about on making these things, you know, putting them in production, making them females, and I mean, if you guys have never raised sheep, or if you do raise sheep, you know, if they're kind of big and burly and hardy, you know, obviously they eat more, but they usually take a drought, or you know, maybe not getting fed some corn all the time. So I think the one we start with is just. When she gets that one propped up, it's level down her top, but she's big, burly rib and got a big square top. Gets progressively wider as we go back. Obviously, we like the foot and the bone. Just a little bit more natural base width. I think just a little bit more shape and muscle to her than the one that we have in second. The one we have in second, man, that thing's cool looking. And I think that she's almost so cool looking that she's a little harder muscled maybe. I read her as being, you put her out in production in the pasture, she might be a little bit harder doing. And just kind of one you have to kind of keep an eye on when you're out there checking them every day. But got some wild parts when you prop her up. She's got some foot and some bone. She comes out her neck good, shoulders good. They just got we'll put a little more fat on her today if we can, and get her a little bit more base with when she goes. The one that's in 3, the young man's done a great job with. This one's big rib, burly. We want to try to get that one a little bit taller at the point of her shoulder, but I think she falls in the 3 for me because she is burly and she's got some condition to her, and I think she's going to make a nice female. We get her lined up with the right buck. The one that's in 4, obviously the greenest one we have out here, just doesn't quite balance right from the chest to her rear flank as we go. I think I read her just a little bit more narrow when you put her in motion and go. Just kind of a little bit more harder doer, I guess. But the young lady did a great job with the feet and the butt, the shag and presentation with that one. And then we have one that I think is going to make a nice female. She's just a little bit softer in her muscle pattern for us. I think when you look at her, she's got a big rib. I think she'll make a nice female. But to make show animals, I think she could be a little bit harder muscled and be able to move her up that way. And then we end the class with one that's kind of like her, just a little bit plainer, I guess, in her touch and her muscle pattern, her muscle density. So I think we end with a really another nice class of females here. Let's congratulate these kids.
In 5th place is Elizabeth Siebert. In 4th place is Logan Schroeder. In 3rd place is Reese Bach. In 2nd place is Logan Schroeder. And in 1st place is McKenna Kimball. Now entering the ring is 1st and 2nd place commercial ewe-lambs, McKenna Kimball, Logan Schroeder, McKenna Kimball, and Logan Schroeder.
So we get ready to select our champion commercial ewe, and like I kind of said earlier, there's some give or take in a couple of these classes here, but I think when that class out of that first hit us in that first class, all 3 of them were pretty good and had a lot of quality to them, and it was kind of fun to evaluate. But I think it's a no-brainer. We have to keep those 2 together. So let's congratulate the 2 out of the first class here.
Your champion commercial ewe lamb goes to McKenna Kimball. The trophy and grand ribbon was donated by Ed Jill and Paul Spicer. Your reserve champion commercial ewe lamb goes to Logan Schroeder, and the trophy and reserve ribbon was donated by Brian and Krista Schroeder. Now in the ring is commercial yearling ewe, Paul Spicer.
Well, we just got a single entry in the U deal here, and Paul's got Reba out here showing, and Paul's got a nice female here. She's got a big square top, kind of a Suffolk-appearing female, but man, her rib cage is good. She's got a big square top. She gets wider as we go back. I think we need to give Paul a nice round of applause for presenting Reba the way he's done here today. So let's congratulate him.
Now entering the ring is Paige Weber and Paul Spicer, ewe lambs, and McKenna Kipple and Logan Schroeder, commercial ewe lambs.
Well, I think when you get your females back out here, you got a little bit of everything for the county, right? I mean, I think that's kind of good. But I think when we get them back out here and start looking at them for what we like and what type of sheep that we want to put out in production and do some things with, not to take anything away from these other breeds, but the two out of the crossbreds will be your grand reserve. So let's congratulate them.
Your grand champion yearling ewe goes to Paul Spicer. The trophy was donated by Laura Sanders. Your supreme ewe goes to McKenna Kipple. The banner and grand ribbon was donated by Brian and Rachel Etzler and family. Your reserve supreme ewe goes to Logan Schroeder, and the banner and reserve ribbon was donated by Defiance County Junior Fair Queens, Caitlin Zedek and Carrie Zedek.
And that's going to wrap up the sheep show for the 2025 Defiance County Fair, Junior Fair. Congratulations again to all the participants and all of the winners, especially the champions and the reserve champions. Want to say a big thank you once again to the Defiance County Fair's Junior Fair Board, to Teresa Johnson from Ohio State Extension for Defiance County and Defiance County 4-H, and of course the Junior Fair Board. Thanks again to Current Office Solutions for providing the paper, the copiers, and printing services for the Junior Fair Board. SMTA, Sherwood Mutual Telephone Association, for the wireless internet that we utilize to bring you these live streams from here at the fairgrounds. Also, thank you to our underwriters making our coverage possible on this Tuesday morning here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. That's the Hicksville Bank, member FDIC, main branch in downtown Hicksville, Ohio. Branches elsewhere across Northwest Ohio, Northeast Indiana. You can learn more. Check them out online at www.thb.bank. Thanks also to the Hicksville Volunteer Firemen's Association, proud to support the fire department of Hicksville and the Hicksville community. You can find them on Facebook to keep up with all of the fundraising activities that they have going on. And Bruce Guilford Real Estate and Auctioneering of Hicksville, Ohio. Don't forget that you can find out the very latest listings from Bruce Guilford, as well as the most recent auction calendar. That's online at guilford-realestate.com. I want to thank all of them so very much. Again, it's been a real pleasure being here on this Tuesday morning. That's going to wrap it up for our coverage today. Again, don't forget, we have several more live streams still to come from here at the Defiance County Fair tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the Hicksville Community Television Facebook page. We'll have the weekly live update that we do every Wednesday at 4 p.m. That'll be coming to you live from right here in the show arena. That'll be followed at 4:30 by the Animal and Me show. That will be on the right back here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. Starting at 4:30, that is the program. This is the third annual one. They pair a special needs kid with a 4-H or FFA member to show an animal. It's always a great time, and we'll be there for a couple hours with that. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock here in the show arena, we'll be sticking around after the Animal and Me show, and we'll have the mutton busting for you on a Wednesday night. And of course, I'll be back here bright and early on Friday morning, 9 a.m. for the annual livestock sale. That'll also be streamed live right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go pack up and then see if I can scrounge myself up some lunch here at the Defiance County Fairgrounds. And as for the rest of you, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate it so very much. The rain has stopped. It looks like it's going to be a real nice day here at the Defiance County Fair. So that's going to do it again for the Sheep Show for 2025. Again, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, everybody. A great rest of your work week. Take care, stay safe, stay cool if in case that heat and humidity does crank up. And of course, I'll be talking to you again real soon right here on HIX-TV.